All right, here we go.
Are you ready, Brandon? Oh, God, hot. It's got sweaty in here. All right, all you.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Matt from Matt's Bookshelf, and today I'm in a new environment because I have a special guest.
It's me, Colors Wonderland.
I brought him back to BookTube. He was doing those stupid videos
Dumb,
on
yeah.
things that he cares
Yeah,
about.
movies are dumb.
When he should be revalidating people's opinions on manga that he pretends to read.
I tried.
He did
I tried. One day.
and it almost broke him.
I showed Matt how long One Piece was, and I just scrolled for like 2 minutes.
Yes. But yes, here we are, back together. Our last video we did together was on Haruki Murakami. We haven't seen each other since then. That was 3 years ago.
You text me every 3 years, and you're like, let's do another one.
Yes. I did actually ask you if you wanted to do this video, because neither of us have read Brandon Sanderson before.
Oh, yeah, should we
We
hold
have
on?
it. I annotated mine. You can look, I put the post-it notes there. Tyler didn't, so we don't really know if we actually read it or not.
I might not have. Who knows? This could just be a Wikipedia summary.
Yes, that's true. But we have a little business to attend to first. We have a podcast called Film Frauds, which you should check out. I'm also a published author. I write sci-fi fantasy, but also I publish a collection of short stories. Earlier this year, I'll leave a link to all that good stuff in the description below. Really appreciate it if you check this stuff out. But how did we get here, Tyler? How are we here talking about Brandon Sanderson, The Way of Kings, who neither of us have read Brandon Sanderson? I'm a little bit more knowledgeable in fantasy literature than you are. I've read Lord of the Rings. I've read some of the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie, and I have read Song, Ice and Fire 2 times in a row.
Well, I mean, you've always been my gateway into, like, fantasy science fiction stuff.
Yeah.
Always kind of been the person, like, you pushed me to read Game of Thrones, you pushed me to watch Game of Thrones, even, like, read the Expanse books, or, like, watch the Expanse show. So, like, one day you were just like, do you want to read Brandon Sanderson and talk about him?
We were at a Barnes & Noble.
We were at Barnes & Noble, and you and I were just like, all right, fuck it, like, let's do it, let's go. And you bought the cheaper version of it. You asked me to do an idea, and then bought the cheaper book of it out from under my nose as I held the, what was it, like the 3 for $40?
Yeah,
it's like, I should
the
buy
one that
this.
was more than double the cost.
It's double the cost.
One.
We'll talk about that after, but I'm not super versed in fantasy. I've read A Game of Thrones, all the books, long after you did, and I do not have as much emotional attachment to it. Read some of the Expanse series. You know, you grow up, like, you read one here or there, and you're like, this makes no sense. I don't know what it is, because you grab, like, the 3rd book in a series.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what better way for us to, one, like, heavily introduce fantasy
into
then read the most popular fantasy author of the 21st century, arguably the most popular series.
So Brandon Sanderson is, like, your favorite booktuber's favorite author, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, he is...
That's a good way of putting it,
We just watched a video where he had, like, a whole crew of fantasy booktubers all at a table. Probably, if he watches this video, we will not be invited to Utah. But
we wouldn't. Wait, hold on, not yet. We'll get to that. We'll get to it.
But he's everywhere on BookTube. He is like spearheaded, like, marketing your brand through BookTube, and he's one of the most successful authors living today. He has a YouTube channel that's very successful and just has, like, this really clean image on BookTube. I would say, like, he's everywhere. And he's very much beloved by the most famous booktubers.
He's like the people's author. He's a very like interesting case of a very famous person being extremely accessible online.
Yes.
And being very much a presence. And that presence contributes to who he is. Yeah. Which is interesting. Like, there's the inverse of that with, like, the negativity of, like, J.K. Rowling, who's online a lot. But he is just the complete opposite. He is adored. We just looked up his Kickstarter that happened during COVID. Yeah. Grossed $41 million dollars to its, like, actual, like, contributions, which is an insane amount of money for an author to publish like his 4 hidden novels, I think it was.
Yes, it is definitely a feat to write 4 novels in a year. But that brings us to actually talking about The Way of Kings. I think what is very important to start off this conversation with is that this is, to me, escapism fantasy. I don't often read things for escapism purposes. George R. R. Martin in A Song of Ice and Fire, and A Song of Ice and Fire is, like, the series that defines me as a person. I should clarify. So when I compare things to Song of Ice and Fire, it's not because like it's the only fantasy series that I've read, or like I wanted a Song of Ice and Fire. It's because I'm a writer because of a Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
It is part of my. He knew me in high school.
Yeah.
Like it's literally part of my identity.
It was like freshman year in high school. We would finish history class early, and I would look, and you would have a Game of Thrones book open. Like it's been a long time of this.
And whereas George R. Martin uses fantasy as like an allegory for today, and for like well of course he's like 80 years old, so today for him was like Vietnam War. Like from Vietnam War and on, there's a lot of analogies from the real world in his novels, and oftentimes because he's a very politically active person as well. He's a hardcore liberal, and you see that stuff. There's a lot of misogyny in Song of Ice and Fire, and it's all portrayed negatively. A lot of discussion on like who should rule, and like divine right of kings, and why this is a problem. And even there's even some like capitalism taken down in these novels as well. From what I get out of Way of Kings is that Brandon Sanderson isn't necessarily about that kind of stuff. First of all, I highly enjoyed the book.
Yeah.
I'd say by the end, it was about a 6 out of 10 for me, for most of it, but then by like the last act, is very, very much elevated my thoughts on the novel, and it became a 7 out of 10. And it took me a while to like adjust my brain to that escapism mindset, where it's like, normally I do read books for like to feel bad, or not to feel bad, but to get something,
to learn something out of it.
Something out of it. And like when I finished a novel, I had a really like deep urge to pick up the recognitions again after. Like I just felt like I had to. But once I got the vibe for the book, and like especially by the last act, I was very much engaged with what was going on. One thing that Brandon Sanderson does better than George R. Martin to me is the world building aspect. Within like the context of like he has creatures that are unique to this world.
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying from that.
But what are your thoughts on this? Because you don't really read escapism literature as much either. Like
I mean, it's kind of in the similar boat where I'm in the similar, less to a certain extent, but my fantasy history is A Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
That's my. I read that. That was the like all I read for like 6 straight months in college, was just every day I'd read a little bit more and more and more, and all of a sudden I read all 5 books, and like you're like, this is a very complex world with a lot of complex things and complex ideas. I used to
write out like the lore.
Yeah,
Song of Fire. So like I gave it to Alex once. I'm like, read this, and then you'll understand what's going on. So Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, you're like, so my foundation of this is this, and then the Expanse series, which I read 4 of the 5 books, which I would also consider science fiction stuff that borders more on escapism. And when we talk about escapism, I think there is oftentimes, especially maybe with how we come across as people, a negative connotation to it, and I really don't have a negative connotation to it. The world is hard. People have hard, difficult things going on. It's nice to just kind of like sink into something that is entertainment for entertainment purposes. It's the same reason why at the end of a long day, I prefer to put on like an action movie. It's just less complicated. There's less stuff to think about, and with that, I think comes the negatives and positives of seeing a book with a lot of potential and getting not as much as you would want out of it, but enough to keep you entertained throughout the entire thing, which I think summarizes my book. It's a 6 out of 10. I am in agreement with you. I don't think I could go any higher. As much as fucking Brandon at the end, we're going to call him first name basis because we're all friends now. Like
we actually call him Branny.
We call him Branny,
boy.
yeah, Branny Sand. Branny Sands. The final 100 pages had me literally go and buy, and I left this here, the second one, the mass market paperback version of it, because I was like, wow, that was a lot of fun to read and get to that 100 pages and to see how he paid it off. You read this.
Yes.
It takes place, I can't even attempt to begin. I'm still kind of confused on it all. Do you understand all of this in this first read through?
I know the Cosmere is like the Marvel MCU.
Because we just looked it up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, I feel like it's like relegated to like a small area of the world, like the Shattered Plains area, and then there's also like the Bell City where Shallan or Sha-la-la-la-la-la is.
You were thinking that joke, weren't you?
Yeah,
okay.
I was thinking about that. I'm gonna edit that joke in as well.
Can you add music too? I can't wait for you to get people are gonna watch this and you're gonna get hardcore copyright strikes.
Yes.
You're gonna get immediately copyright strikes.
Yes, I can't wait. From what I gather, of course there is a map in this book, which I really couldn't be bothered to look at, but of course you have the bigger map though. So
okay, we'll talk about the fact that I spent $27 on a book that did not even.
It seems to me like it's taking place in a relatively small area, in an otherwise expansive world,
which I liked to a certain extent. Yes.
They have cool monsters, I would say. It shows with the Parshendi specifically how they're kind of like humanoid creatures.
Yeah.
They're like kind of crab people, kind of bug people.
The warrior versions of them are,
yeah.
They grow
and they
armor.
sing as they fight, and they sing as they die.
Which is awesome.
Which is super cool.
It's really cool,
Yes. I would say, and then also with like the Stormlight and how magic works, it's a very deep system. Again, the Song of Ice and Fire, magic is very vague. So vague, in fact, that some people think that it's actually a science fiction world, and there's no actual magic in it. Here, it's definitively magic. The Stormlight, especially in that prologue where Zeph is killing King Galavar, like, and it's like the mist is like coming out of his nose and everything and stuff, and it's super cool imagery in that regard. He's thought a lot about his magic system, which is cool.
Yeah.
And the thing with like what Jasna has, the
Soul Caster.
Yeah, the Soul Caster is a really cool scene with that later. And I'd say Brandon Sanderson is at his best when things are cool, like when it's like, oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, that's a cool idea that works within the world with the characters.
Yes. Sometimes when he portrays the magic systems, like the caster thing that Seth has, where it's like he shows it being used, where it's like, oh, he can take objects and put them up on the ceiling and move things around, but then he has to like explain it like Wikipedia article style, where it's like the Soul Caster allows him to do this and this and this and this, and it's like, but you just showed it happen, so why are you explaining it in such detail? Like, again, it's a first novel in a fantasy series, so I imagine these are just kinks that'll be addressed in later novels. But again, there's times where it's like you showed it very well.
Yeah,
like, why are you explaining it?
It's kind of a lot of like there are a couple instances where there's way more tell.
Yes.
But they have shown it's like, oh, he used the Stormlight and he lashed the chair to the ceiling, and then it's like Stormlight has one of 3 properties. You can lash yourself, you can do this, you can do that. I'm like, yeah, but I just saw him do all 3 of them, and I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
It's like when you're like playing an RPG video game and you're looking at the powers you can unlock,
or
and it says like, this will allow you to do this.
Or you walk into a new area and it's the tips, and it's like R3 does this, R2 does this, and you're like, okay, I get it. That's pretty cool.
But it's nothing that ruins the novel. Just things that I think with like because he writes a lot, and in my opinion, he doesn't seem like he's very big into editing his novels.
Yeah, we can talk about the lengths of these novels as well, but I do think in terms of like a magic system, again, a concept that is not familiar to me, and I will be the first one to admit is not something that is in my wheelhouse. There's some cool stuff and some stuff you're like, this isn't. I don't care a lot about this, and it doesn't really interest me. I think the descriptions of the swords.
Yeah.
The
shard plates and
the shard swords. The shard blades or whatever they're called. So
we talk about our boy.
As our boy, yeah, we can talk about Dalinar. Let's go. No, but the actual like act of the shard blades, not cutting people, but just removing the functionality from their arms, or when you die from them, your eyes go black and you never miss, is gnarly. And when you get to
it needs to be like powered up to move, and if it loses power, just stop like an actual armor
suit.
It's
like a heavy lung of iron. But like it works best when it's used in vivid descriptions, as Dalinar mows through lines and lines and lines of Parshendi warriors, and they all evaporate into their eyes, burst into like flames and dark mist, and they fall to the ground in heaps and mounds, and he kills 100 in 3 seconds, and you're like, that's just sick.
Yeah.
When there's an application of it, when like, I don't know, someone lashes something to a ceiling, you're like, I kind of get it. Or like, oh, this turns into mist or whatever. It's like, there's like 3 components here to it, and I think one of them is interesting. It's kind of my whole argument. But again, I know there's a magic system. I can't comment on it. I don't know if it's good or not. I don't know if it's developed or not. It's just, there's some cool and some stuff with great potential, some stuff that isn't. But.
Yes. Speaking of potential, there are 3 lead characters in this novel.
Okay.
That being Kaladin, Dalinar, and Shallan.
Shallan or Shallan?
Now I made the joke.
Yeah.
Shallan.
It's Shallan or Shallan?
Shallan. Yes.
I'm gonna call her Shallan just out of spite. Shallan.
Just pronounce it a different way every time.
Yes.
That'd be good. One character is amazing. One character is pretty good.
But sidelined.
Sidelined horribly. And then one character is the reason why I think we both hit a wall around halfway through.
Yeah, so we should probably talk about that. We bought this book early August, I believe, with the other assumption, like, we had a lot of stuff going on. Like, we're educators. We're both educators. We're going back to school. Like, we kind of knew.
Now this video does well.
Please. It's been a week. I'm really tired. But we both kind of, you and I loosely, I would say, updated each other during this when we would talk. Kind of with the understanding that we would reveal a lot more during this.
Yes.
But about 2 weeks after we bought the book, we asked each other, we're like, where are we? And we both were like, 500 pages in, and we had taken like 3-4 days off from reading it. Because by that point, we were knee-deep in with Kaladin, and he is the main character of the book.
Yes.
And the least interesting character, I think, maybe in the whole book to me.
Yes.
Maybe. He's up there.
Not the least interesting character in the whole book, because for me, all the characters like in the chasm with him, I can't distinguish any of them.
So
they're
there's
the least interesting ones.
Okay, so
of the main characters, Kaladin is the least interesting.
Let's do a quick game. Who do you know out of it? Because I know
Rock. I know.
Rock is
because he speaks funny.
He speaks. He's the big. Yep.
He's
from the mountains.
There's Teft, Mesh,
Mosh,
Toft,
Boft,
Biffer, Bopper, Bomber,
Brixen. Rudolph.
And then there's the Parshendi traitor guy.
Shen. Yeah. But he's not a traitor, he's just quiet.
Yeah, he's quiet.
He's a quiet guy.
Yeah. They are all varying degrees of like criminal.
Lopin with the one arm.
Who doesn't like Kaladin at first, but then because Kaladin's such a darn good guy and he tries so hard that they all eventually like him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Kaladin. He's the main character of the story. He's the only one who gets far more developed backstory. Yes. I'm assuming that Shallan.
Yeah.
Will get more, considering her backstory is hinted at extensively and never detailed in the first one, which means I'm assuming in the second, third, or fourth book we will get more of her history with her father, her mother, who is vague in this one. And I'm assuming then
and you get one of the brothers in like one of those like chapters that are like restricted, like between the acts.
Yeah, like a
those,
prelude.
Interludes.
In between.
Thank
you. Yes. Not a prelude.
Where you get one where he's like killing bugs.
One of her sociopathic brothers or whatever.
Yes,
Kaladin is not a great character, and I know a lot of people, because we were doing research on this, adore him, and maybe he gets better in later
that's
books.
the thing, is like the people on Reddit who love Kaladin, I'm assuming have read all 4 books at this point, and we have not. But I can't say that whenever a new Kaladin chapter came up, I was particularly excited. In Act 5, it gets better when he starts talking with characters that I like, but there is definitely, because when you get to a new act and it has the character perspectives you're going to be seeing, and you see Kaladin every single time, and like Shallan or Dalinar end on an interesting note at the end of an act, and you don't see them, that they're going to be in the next act, and you're like, oh my god, they just ended.
You skip to the glossary, and you're like, part 4, 350 pages,
so
and you're like,
I have 300 pages of Kaladin.
In Bridge 4.
Just being the good guy.
People who, when they're describing Kaladin, often bring up the fact that he has depression as a core aspect of his personality. That's obviously an important part of him, but that's not really as much how I view him. I view the push and pull between who do I protect and who do I kill to be really what makes him who he is. Depression is an aspect of who he is. It's part of his personality. It is something he struggles with, but it is not his story, if that makes sense.
And I think an issue with this novel is that, so first of all, I want to say that he is he has suicidal thoughts in the
depression inclinations.
Yes.
Yeah, he's depressed.
And people on Reddit have said that they highly related to that. So we're not taking away any of that from people who relate to him.
Yes.
And we're assuming it gets better in later books.
Or the depression plot is explored further.
Yeah, exactly.
In later plots, yes.
Right here, I think like that, again, that clean image of like both Sanderson as a person and in his prose, like, because again, people say this is his darkest series, and they claim that Mistborn is the YA series. This to me feels very fundamentally YA, where it's like, it's like you have a very like deep topic like suicide and depression, and it's kind of handled in a very YA way to me. I'm not saying YA like is a problem, but when you have something that could be so touchy thematically as suicide, to handle it in such like a wishy-washy kind of clean way, to me, it just like was so underwhelming.
Well, I can already see this is gonna dealing with a hypothetical argument, but like for me, a criticism of the book is like it comes and goes, and for a lot of people, I think are gonna hear that point and be like, well, that's how depression works. Like it comes in waves. Some waves it's intense and severe, and you, like Kaladin, are literally on the edge of a cliff waiting to step off. The issue is it comes and goes in horrifically underdeveloped ways, in environments in which it tonally and narratively seems like it clashes with the bombastic action sequences and the heroic triumphs that we get, if that makes any sense. I don't think it fits or works altogether.
No.
And I'm excited because I think his story ends on a great note.
Yes.
Because obviously this is going to be a big spoiler. We're talking about the first book in extensive detail. But his story is also so conventional, and it's a man who is betrayed, who hits literally rock bottom and works his way back up and deals with the consequences emotionally of hitting that rock bottom and failing people. It's about as cliche as a fantasy rags to riches, heroic rise, triumphant gain as you can get. And it works because it's so conventional, but it also is so conventional because you root for a guy who is literally about to kill himself and jump off an edge, and where you want to see him succeed. But at the same time, the literal image is so on the nose, tied with his mental state.
And like when he's like, "Oh, it'd be such a beautiful fall," and it feels
fine.
romanticized from I don't know what Brandon suffers from depression or not, but it doesn't. It just feels clean to me. And I've read The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, which is all about, and I'm not expecting this book to be The Bell Jar.
Yeah.
But The Bell Jar goes to certain extremes that make the suicide feel believable because Sylvia Plath suffered from depression and ultimately tragically killed herself. And I don't want it to be as severe as that book, but for something as touchy as suicide and depression, it should have gone a little bit out of the comfort zone of the readers.
I do agree, and I know I'm dealing with a lot of hypothetical arguments, and I know that people are going to say, well, in the story of the context, he is a slave, branded a traitor, runaway, and basically a bad guy. Yeah. He's been consigned to Bridge 4, which in this universe, you go on bridge runs to fight the Parshendi. You are essentially alive.
You're pretty expected to die.
Yeah, you're going to die. Like, there is no hope for you once you're assigned to bridge duty, which is, again, makes sense why the characters then gravitate towards Kaladin, who gives them some type of optimism and some type of hope. I get it. I understand all of these probably pushbacks against our comments. My whole thing is, like, I don't think it's very good. I just, like, that's it.
Yeah,
like,
it's underbaked.
It feels underbaked, and it feels extremely conventional to the point that it is surrounded by this fascinatingly detailed world and these really, really interesting potential scenarios. Yeah. And yet it feels very generic.
Yes.
And I think that's where it clashes for me, where I just don't know if it fits just yet. And I'm curious to see as Kaladin, because by the end of the story, he has won in some regards. He has moved his way up. He has protected Bridge 4. He is in the echelons of the Light Eyes, which we can talk about the Light Eyes, Dark Eyes detail, kind of stuff like that.
And his story is one where he is, because of certain events, made a slave, sent to war to die, and has to navigate both his desire to protect people as a surgeon and his skill with weapons and the spear, while at the same time taking a group of people who are at their lowest low, that are thrown away and cast off by society, sent to die, and trying to somehow find a way to inspire them.
Kaladin was a little bit of a bust for us.
But
it ends on a strong note.
Yes.
And there are moments where he's tolerable.
All of his backstory is garbage. Like, I'm just gonna throw that. I'm gonna be a little blunt. I don't want to sugarcoat it.
This is Tyler speaking Tyler's Wonderland.
I think his backstory every
I'll
time.
leave his email in the description
Every time
below.
I flip to a chapter and it's like 5 years ago, I was like, God damn it! Like, his brother dies and his father wants to be a surgeon. We're on page 93 of it.
You can either save lives or you can take lives.
We get it. He's being betrayed by Amaram.
Yeah.
Amaram, whatever.
Amaram.
Mammogram. Like, I don't know. He's betrayed. He's betrayed by him. Oh my God, his brother died. Like, oh, his father wants to be a surgeon. We get it. I get it. It's 100 pages. He doesn't fit in. The love interest becomes the Light Eyes, who then spurns him or whatever, or like makes fun of him, and he feels like underneath, and his father's being It sucks. It's not that great. Like, I gotta be honest. Like, it really ruins the pace of the book. Which, come back here. Get back in here. I know you agree. Which, before we talk about Dalar and Shallan, I think Kaladin also leads to one of my other biggest criticisms I had the book is the structure and the pace of this book is wildly inconsistent. You have large sections that are some of the most interesting stuff in the book. He will immediately end the part and switch the perspective, which I don't need a wrap up, but I don't. It felt to me like he didn't understand how good of the stuff he had when it was happening.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Every time it ended, when Dalinar's 350 pages, when he was gone, because he's the best character in this book to me, it was just like a hit in the like. I was just like, man, that sucks. I wish we had more.
Yeah. So Dalinar,
our boy.
Yeah, it's crazy because before Dalinar comes on the screen or comes into focus on the screen, I was struggling with the book. Act 1 was a bit of a struggle for me because I like Shallan, nonchalant, but he wasn't good enough for me to want to keep reading. All of a sudden, Dalinar comes in, and within the first 5 pages, it's like all this intrigue set up because he's like this beloved warrior. He's the brother of King Gavilar who was killed in the prologue, and he's beloved for his accomplishments, but he's also, people think he's crazy at the same time. Yeah. His sons think he's kind of crazy. He thinks he's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, why do people think he's crazy? We should mention that. Why do they think he's crazy?
Because he's like getting visions from warriors of old who wrote The Way of Kings. That stuff is a little confusing to me still.
We could probably talk about the lore explanations that he's getting. So every time a high storm comes up, which is a part of the world in which Brandon Sanderson describes as like, what if you create a world in which like every week there's like a hurricane, like a severe, like crazy Category 5 hurricane?
Yeah, which is why like there are kingdoms that are built into caves and stuff.
Yeah, and
that
like
are really
walls
cool.
and stones. Yeah, the animals have evolved to basically in the grass, which I thought was a great detail. Like the grass evolves, you can like just step on top of it, and when it rains, it goes down. It's very interesting.
So he's an older character, a knight, brother of the last king and uncle of the current king, Elkohar.
Elkohar, yes.
Elkohar. So even like that first set piece where they're hunting the Chasm Fiend, and Elkohar, again, Elkohar's an amazing character as well because he's very paranoid that he's gonna be assassinated like his father, but then to like make up for that, he's also very reckless in battle. Yeah, which is such a cool contrast as well. Again, like you start reading these chapters, and like all the characters are so complex in the court. Sidious, like he's getting these visions where it's like, you need to trust Sidious, and he goes, but I don't trust Sidious.
Yeah, this guy is clearly against me. The concept of Elkohar being a paranoid king, but also a reckless one to prove himself in battle king is great. It's awesome.
Yeah, and then after that, he says that his strap broke, and Elkohar is convinced that it was part of a ploy to assassinate him. Yes. And also the whole Chasm Fiend being there in general is kind of thinks is a ploy as well, because it was way closer than they expected it to be.
People died
way more at risk, and it's almost like Pinchonian levels of a conspiracy, because it's like it's just a strap. Like it could have broken, or someone could have done it. It really could have gone either way.
But it's a question of like, well, he's in a shard plate. Like, why do you break a strap to kill someone in a shard plate with a shard blade? Like, doesn't make any sense. They won't die from that.
Yes. And so seeing Dalinar, who also questions his own sanity as well, go through this plot and ultimately end the novel in like the highest position he could be, like the War Council leader.
High Prince of War.
And he's such a flawed character, and like the whole plot around him was so interesting to me.
Well, he reminds me a lot of like Ned Stark from A Song of Ice and Fire, because he's a noble guy who is not cut out for politics, because he's a little bit different than Ned Stark, but he's a soldier. He's like first and foremost, he's like oh my god, it's a Dalinar of the
Blackthorn.
Blackthorn, thank you. Yes, I was gonna say Blackblade, but Blackthorn. Alistair Blackthorn. But basically, it's like you basically have like the best pinnacle version of like a grunt soldier. Yeah. And now he has to navigate politics. Is invariably an interesting concept, because people are smarter. Yeah.
They're more willing to sacrifice their morals.
Yes. Yeah. But because he's such a noble leader, you have noble characters. So he has his own, like, when these people have like these secret organizations of spies, he just has people who will do that for him because he's a good dude. Yeah. And it makes this contrast a little more interesting. And also, as you learn more about like how the world is run, and it's interesting that they have these observations about like Light Eyes, about the system, and they're like, oh, it either sucks or it doesn't suck, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Then you actually see it, and it's like they're all just like bickering little children. Yeah. Which is a great, like, fun aspect of it that I loved about A Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah. I love that stuff about the Expanse series, and I love it here. and I always have a preference for it. I like seeing incompetent people think they're competent and seeing how they baffle their way.
Or just flawed people who question themselves, question others, have selfish motivations.
Yes.
It's like, because when you finish Act 1, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then Act 2, I'm like, I didn't know Sanderson was capable of doing it.
Yeah, you're like, this is complex.
And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So.
And then he disappears.
Yeah, then Act 3 disappears, and then Act 3 was like where we almost.
Yeah, you and I were like, we need to take a break from this.
We need to take a break, but he's a great character. He's the one who, like, whenever he did something, like, for example, like when him and Navani kiss, I was like, yes,
I get it, man.
I wrote Dalinar lays pipe. He is the man. But like even then, like he has a very realistic relationship with her, where like she comes back to court and he's like, oh god,
I loved her once.
Yeah, I loved her once. And then you seeing like Navani's a great character too, like her struggles, and like she's the mother of the current king, and her husband was assassinated, but she always loved Dalinar.
Yeah,
like so many complex motivations and backstories, and like again you get like 100+ pages of Kaladin's backstory. It's so brutal.
There's that great line in Dalinar when he goes and like subverts his will over Elkhar, and he's like, and I'm porking your mom.
Yeah, he hangs him like over, like he's about to kill. He's like, I can kill you any second I want. Now here's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
First of all, I have nothing but your best interest in mind.
Yeah.
Because I'm porking your mom.
Yeah. And I want to keep doing it. Yeah. And I would like this has been a long time coming. I'm waiting for this.
She might be a little sad if you die.
Yeah, like I want to do this, but
yeah,
like you're gonna like I could kill you right now. Therefore, you know I'm good. Yes. Also, I'm fucking your mom.
Yeah. You know Sidious? Fuck Sidious.
Yeah, fuck Sidious. Yeah, he's a prick.
A guy who just takes what he wants, especially because he was like taking shit the whole book.
Yeah, it does feel really rewarding. Yeah, it feels really rewarding.
And him single-handedly just wrecking Parshendi.
Yeah,
was so cool, and his shard plate and everything, fighting along with it with Aelin, his son.
Aelin?
Adelin?
Adelin? I thought it was like
Adelin or something. So Dalinar is a W. He's probably the reason why we're gonna read the next book.
Yes, I want to see what happens with him.
Yeah, because I want to see what happens. If he dies, I don't know what I'll do. If I'll keep reading. I like his son. I like Adelin.
Like a playboy, but also like kind of like a warrior.
But he's pretty competent. Like,
he's pretty competent.
He knows what he's doing.
But he's
very handsome.
He's like that's his character trait. He's a little young. He's handsome. And he likes to pork women.
Yes. Just like his dear old dad.
There's dear old dad with Navani. Okay, so Dalinar, and we'll talk more about details probably in like our final when we talk about final points and stuff. Shallan,
who we probably have the least to say about because she's the most.
Who has grown on me the most though?
Okay.
Yeah.
He has a good setup. Like I like how there's a couple chapters where she's just kind of walking around the city of bells and like drawing pictures of people.
Yeah.
Great characterization. The scene where Jasna leads her down the alleyway to purposely be attacked by people
to kill him.
Yeah, just to show off her soulcaster was super cool.
Yeah.
Great. Jasna is another great character.
Yes.
Who I hope we get more of. I hope we get like perspective of her at some point because she's
I would assume, considering how she is knowledgeable of the Voidbringers.
Yes, who the Parshendi are descendants of.
No, the Voidbringers are the Parshendi.
Oh, they are the Parshendi. Okay.
I think. I am still a little vague on that.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
And then the Spren are. We haven't gotten to the Spren yet.
But it's an interesting dynamic between her and Jasna because she's secretly trying to steal the Soulcaster. She's kind of sort of working with this guy named Casbel, who is secretly an assassin.
Yes.
Everything with like the whole jam and bread was a little like, that was an interesting way to execute that assassination.
It's
like, but you secretly soulcasted the jam out because you thought it wasn't real, but then you left it was
it's like the bread is poison, and every time you've eaten the poison, but then you have the jam, and the jam is the antidote.
But then you thought the poison was in the jam, so you decided to soulcast the jam out,
and then you ate the bread.
But then just wanted them to eat the bread anyways because you're just a jerk.
I feel like he should have just shot her. I feel like it would have gone a lot.
Like, there's this thing called
a knife.
Called a knife. I think a butter knight would have been more.
He is in a room by himself with just Jasna.
You see the butter knife you're using to spread the jam?
Just
go like that.
Her soul casting powers is she has to react to something. Just react faster than her.
Yes, yeah. Let me give you a hint. The soul cast is a fake. Like she's not gonna do anything about it. I'll just tell you.
Because soul casting is the inherent power that they have.
Yes.
I really I was reading that. I was like, that jam and bread shit's really complicated. He should have just like hit her with a rock. It seems so much easier.
Hello, princess.
It's just boof. It's like, all right, now we
problem solved.
Yeah. So Jasna's an interesting character. So Shallan works because I think she's actually a pretty good character. Like,
she is a good character.
She has an interesting motivation where she is her house is failing. Her father secretly has died, but he has left them with mountains of debt. And in this world, they have a lot of debt, and they'll just be murdered. Like, the family will be killed. It is what it is. But with this vague... Also, an issue is, like, she's constantly like, my family only has, like, a month left, and then, like, 3 months go by, and she's like, my family is probably running out of time. My brother's been able to hold them off, and you're like, how have they been holding them off? Like, this is a world where they just kill people. Like, it's just, like, they just murder them on the spot. Like, if your family is dead, I feel like they've established a world where that family within a month would be murdered. So, it's a lot of that. She goes with the idea of stealing Jasna's soulcaster to then bring it back home to soulcast minerals to give the family money, but at the same time she is a woman who wants the freedoms that come with escaping the house, so there's a little bit of like gender dynamic explanation.
Because Jasna is like a strong independent
woman who's a heretic,
yes,
because there's a lot of religious stuff in this. My favorite part about everything with her is the slow feeling that she's being haunted, that paranoia that comes with it, that I honestly, the book ended and I was like, I really like the fact that there are multiple scenes of her drawing and being like haunted by like a vision of a specter of something, and it's slowly like building and building and building into like what seems like a mass hallucination, like panic attack that is actually the revelation that she can soul cast in a world made of glass beads and shards that I did not understand.
I did not understand that.
I did not get that she was drowning in it, I think. So there was that. That is her character.
I think Brandon Sanderson's brownie might have been laced with something when he wrote that chapter. Oh my god.
I just don't really I think it's a little vague.
Yeah.
And if I had I think it's a real skill to be like, okay, I get a lot of this world. Like, I understand. I have to understand more in part 2, I get. I was fine with a lot of the meat of her chapter where Jasna is, like, testing her. There is, like, probably too much of that interaction happening over and over and over.
There's a lot of
again.
Conversations with her.
That all lead the same point of,
all
like...
have no... Yeah, they all have the same point.
They all have the same point. Is like, you should think for yourself. I'm trying to teach you a lesson. Go study more.
Yes.
And it's like a couple hundred pages of like a little information's parsed out. Go study more. A little information's parsed out. You should have learned a lesson here. You should think independently. A little more information's parsed out. Over and over and over and over again, really kind of slowing the pace down. But when it's good, when her chapters are good, they're the most interesting stuff in the book to me.
Yes. You want to talk about the Spren?
What the fuck are the Spren?
I like the Spren in theory.
In theory.
Like there's moments where it's like Death Spren is coming out of Kaladin's wound, but because I think Brandon Sanderson has decent prose when he like wants to write something that's epic.
Yeah, from the writer's perspective, how is his writing?
Well, I mean, it's subjective. I thought it was decent, but there are times like when I was saying with the part with like the Death Spren coming out of the wound where he goes like, "Oh, the Death Spren are horrible looking," but doesn't really describe why they're horrible looking.
Yeah, I never got really a concept. My image was always like a color or a bubble.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But again, like I think he could have been more descriptive instead of just saying, "Oh, it's horrible looking." There's a lot of like, "Oh, this is sad. This is horrible."
Yeah.
Which is forgivable because the book is so long and because the characters get really good, especially towards the end. But again, I think if he like had edited it a little bit more,
or just like add a little more like the Spren
take out some of the conversations, cut out all of Kaladin's backstory, and just be a little more descriptive.
I am assuming the Spren come up more.
Yeah. In
the other books because they seem like they're probably in some. They are like a spirit, an entity. I am assuming they are the gods of this universe. Is probably what is going to be revealed. But in the first book, I was like, okay, like creative Spren are popping up around Shallan.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just see like little blue bubbles in my mind, and I'm just like, okay. Can we talk about that twist real quick before we wrap up?
Okay.
The Sazeth and Setheth.
Oh yeah, Zath's son Valinor.
Yeah, Terra
We just said a bunch of
Sazeth and Dalinar and Terra Vanargan.
Yeah.
Or
Zath is a cool character again. Like most of the action in this book, it's like when he's assassinating people, you're kind of like, okay, like he's fighting.
All right. That was a quick couple of paragraphs. Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of descriptions to say people died. Okay.
Again, that's like
I like this book, by the way. I just want to clarify.
I gave it a 7 out of 10. Colors Wonderland gave it a 6 out of 10. So just direct
that's
your
a
hate.
D. If you want to think about it that way, that's a D from a school's perspective grade.
Yes, barely passing.
Barely passing.
Yeah. He's a cool character. I like how he doesn't want to kill. I guess it's a little bit of a cliche. I guess the assassin doesn't want to kill, but it's interesting enough. I like the twist. We'll see where it goes. There's definitely some cool imagery, like where he's like voices are speaking to him, where he's in the room and he thinks he's by himself.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh crap! Like there's like broader things going on.
Yeah.
That we don't know about. But there's not enough of him to really sink your teeth into him as a character.
Yeah, I would assume considering by the end of the book,
we gotta learn about how Callan got dumped by a girl.
Oh yeah, there's a little line. It's like, remember that one girl, and he's like, I don't want to talk about that. And you're like, that's another chapter that's gonna happen next book. Fuck. Oh my god, he dumped her. She died. Like, there's two things that are probably happening here. Oh god, his backstory sucked. It does seem like it's like, oh, he's gonna kill Dalinar, or he's gonna fight Dalinar, and I'm very.
Oh, he better not kill Dalinar.
I better not kill Dalinar.
I'm gonna go in the book. I'm gonna kill him myself.
We read the second book, and we just rip the book. Dalinar's dead. We're like, this sucks. The deceit, the twist that what Jasna and Shallan think is a simple guy with Tiramisu.
Yeah.
King. He's actually a weirdo who is killing people. So his thing
he's killing friends and enemies alike to disguise the fact that he's like the patron of the assassin.
Yes. So he's doing that, but also his big reveal is so his whole thing is this, like, he takes in the sick, but the reality is he's just taking the really, really sick, and then he's killing them while
that was
recording.
A cool image.
Yeah, I was like, that's really
dark.
cool. Like a hidden room of people just
like children there.
Yeah,
as well.
children dying like in this horrible room and just recording their last words because he thinks there is some kind of thing you can glean.
You can learn about like the enemy that's coming by listening to the last words of the
because they see the Almighty, the God. They basically
there's like a little detail where they're like, oh, we got the terminally ill, but if someone looks like they're gonna come back to life, they're gonna recover, then they just die. We let them die.
Yeah, we let them die. We don't want them to live. We want them to die.
Once you go into the vault, you can't come back out.
Yeah, which is like, you're like, this is an interesting detail, and I wonder how it's gonna explore. But it doesn't help because I'm like, who is he the king of? Because the king of Jock Kaved dies at one point. Yeah. And you're like, but there's also King Elkoar. Yeah. And you're like, there's multiple kings, and you're like, okay, that's fine, multiple kingdoms.
I feel like it's something that's going to be like at the end of the next book. We're going to read 1,200 pages of the next book, and then they're going to give you another hint. Because there's 10 books in the series.
There's not 10 books in these series.
There's going to be 10 books.
Is there actually?
Yeah, he plans 10.
There's going to be 10 of these books?
Yes.
There's no way any of this is going to be resolved anytime soon. Oh my god, what happens in the next 3 books? What happens in the next 3 books then? That makes no sense.
We gotta learn about how Kaladin learned how to ride a bike, Tyler.
How he went from Cal to Kaladin. That's important. I want to be called Kaladin.
It's like, they make it seem like it's such an epic moment too, where it's like I'm now Kaladin, and I'm like, okay, let's get to Dalinar.
Yeah, be like, is Dalinar back? Yeah, Dalinar's poor kid. And you're like, let's go. What are the Knights Radiant?
Yeah.
Are like the super soldiers? Is that what they are? Who crashes into the end? Hoyd is like a guy who is like.
What about Wit?
Oh no, but Wit is Hoyd. Wit becomes Hoyd
with his ass sass. That was the line that most confused me. Where like they introduce Navani, and Wit's like, oh, did you hire assassin against me? And she goes, assassin wouldn't kill you, even if I did. And he's like, because I have so much ass sass. And I'm like, first of all, are you saying
you have a thick, juicy dump truck, my guy?
No, I thought like the ass sass is like farting. And so, like, the assassin was coming from behind with a knife to try to kill him. And he would fart so...
He steams him out,
He would fart so hard that the
That's how I would survive an assassin.
Would die.
Yeah.
That was a line where I'm like, what? Like, how does this make any sense?
What is this imagery? I thought he was just talking about he had a juicy dump truck. Like, that was his thing.
Do you want to rant about the price of the book?
Okay. So, Matt and I went to Barnes & Noble. Matt, your edition. Look at this book. Look at this book. First off, did you, like, chew on it? What happened?
No, I was trying to read it while in the pool, and I thought that the cover was made of stronger material, and I lifted it up, and I was like, it's all wet, and then later it all chipped away.
Okay, I was like, it looks like you chewed on it. Matt, you bought this book. It's Dalinar. So sexy. You bought this book, this graded mass market paperback edition for $12.
There should have been one sex scene between Navon and Ego in there. That's all I'm
It's
saying.
YA for a reason. I went and I was like, I guess I'll buy the big book. And I turned it around. This is $26. It's $26 because it has this type of pictures in it. These pictures suck. I get what they are. They are Shalon's scribblings or whatever.
If the artist watched this video, these are the words of Tyler, Colorless Wonderland.
Your drawings are fine. The fact that I paid $14 more, 2 of these books, because I got like a colorful map. There is hold on.
You were
I'm
so
sick of
happy
this.
when we bought the book.
This means nothing to me.
You were like, when we bought this book, he's like, oh, I got a colorful map in the back. Do you have
and then I was looking at the maps. I was like, this means nothing to me. What is this? They don't describe any of this in the book. This is nothing. They just picked like random images online. Do you guys see this? Obviously, the people who probably know this are like, well, that's actually the sigil of this, or look at the interconnected line. No, this means diddly shit to me because I don't understand any of this. Like, what is the Shades Mar? Oh, that's the little hidden village. The Sea of Souls. Oh, that's where Shallan goes.
Yes.
Oh, I get it now. I should have looked at this more.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good book. It's perfect escapism. 6 out of 10. I can't criticize it too much because I don't think it's trying to do too much. I think it's just a good book.
7 out of 10. As someone who's read a little more fantasy than you, I highly enjoyed the characters, especially by the end. It has a lot of kinks that need to be worked on, but I'm optimistic that they will be resolved in the next book, and I am looking forward to reading the next book as well, but I'm going to read, like, a history book.
Well,
okay.
Matt, this was fun. Thank you.
Thank you for embarking on this
Yeah.
journey with me. No one's going to want to see the next book.
Bonus full-page illustration unique to this edition. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Tor Fantasy. All right, well, thank you guys for listening. Matt, yeah, this is not my channel.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe, or this will probably get more dislikes than likes at this point.
No, well, people I think will respect it.
Okay.
I think we were fair.
I think we were fair.
I think
yeah.
we were fair, too. I think we tried our best.
We did a good job.
Yeah,
I
we
would
did a good
say.
job. Good.
Yeah. If you want to see us talk about the next book, we will do it. I was going to do a predictions video as well, but Tyler has already started the next
I don't
book.
feel like a prediction. I think it'd be best if we just jumped right in. We alternated. We did another fantasy series now, too. Or another author.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
What books do you want to see us talk
If
about?
you made it-
Speaking of chilling, let us know.
This is an hour recording. I don't think the video would be an hour if you made it this long.
Good on you.
Yeah, good on you.
Good on you, my friend. All right, that's it.
Okay.
I'm sorry that you made it this far and you're expecting something epic to happen at the end. It's not like Way of Kings where it gets really good at the end.
What are the spren?